Hey everyone, welcome to another week. Ooh, I feel like I just finished one of these and then the week blows by. Anyway, so yeah, um, as I sat down to do this video, I do like I always do and sort of like intuitively channel what cards I'm going to use. And this is kind of coming off the last reading for Holding Space Sunday, which is integration. But some of the cards that came up in there was, the angelics and asking for assistance from our star family, from the angelics, from all of our guides, angels, etc. So that's coming through really strong. So that sort of determined the decks that I was going to use for each day. So I'm using the Healing with the Angels, the Angel Dreams, and then the third one is the Rose deck. But this is just, it's almost like we needed soft energy and solutions for day to day, like what we need to be doing. Because I know I hear you guys, like even though nobody's ever said this to me out loud or in an email, but I am getting lots of texts from friends and even people who aren't deeply into this spiritual work, and people are finding it really tough right now. There's a lot of information coming at us, and a lot of truth is being revealed, and it is a lot, and it is dense, and it isn't pretty sometimes. Um, but our angelic team is just reminding us that like they've got our back. This, again, this process was always meant to happen, and so we're gonna be fine. We are gonna survive this, and we are gonna get through it. It's just that we came here to do this work, and as hard as it is, we're completely capable. And it's, and that's why it's, I think, really hard right now, is because it's the time, it's time, right? All this stuff we've been talking about for years and years and years is is fully in motion, like fully in motion. And again, nothing stops this. Nothing can stop what's coming. um there's definitely some energies in the world, on earth, that are trying to stop this at every turn they can. They're pulling every last Hail Mary they have. And it just, like, it's, what's the saying? Resistance is futile. Like, you can't resist or change this. It's coming through no matter what. So that being said, you're probably wondering why I'm holding my feathers, and I just am really getting the messaging, um, for us to do the same thing. So being lots of cleansing, lots of clearing, lots of smudging, lots of just, as energy comes in before we integrate it, is to make sure it's cleansed, clear, um, and of the highest frequency for ourselves. So yeah, I'm just gonna let me share a little smudging with you today, and hopefully, it'll come through energetically. Yeah, that's my cute little owl, magpie, and flickers. Oh, and a falcon. That's one of the oldest feathers I have. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I like my little smudge feathers. All right, let's, without further ado, get into the reading for this week. So I've got 3 cards for the overall theme because that's what they told me to do. I keep wanting to leave the portal cards out, but they're like, no, we're in the portal, and this is a really important portal from this, February 2nd to 22nd. So lots of big changes. And then, of course, the next big kind of dates that are really coming forward by lots of card readers, channelers, people in the community, is March 23rd. Again, that's when Pluto moves fully into Aquarius. So yeah, it's sort of like the culmination of everything we've been preparing for. So that's great. That gives us lots of time, right? at the 23rd of February. So it gives us more than a month, shy a couple of days, right? Because of February. Um, but like I said, in the other video in holding space is like we are being asked like what we're doing right now is the work we're doing and how we're feeling is the work, which is clearing ancestral lineage patterns for ourselves, for our family. And so just by acknowledging and doing the work of observing it and trying to break those habits in your life, right? Like they come through as habits generally. And this can be anything from, we're not just, when we say addiction, we're not just talking about drugs and alcohol. It can be food, it can be sex, it can be, I'm missing like, there's so many addictions. It's not even funny, right? Like it's just like, it's where, it's where that lower energy traps us so that we don't move forward in our journey, right? So whatever that is that we're doing to stop ourselves from moving forward. And that's the shitty reality of it, excuse my French, is that it's things we're doing to ourselves. It's a self-sabotaging mechanism. It's there's little whisperings in the ear of, you know, from lower energies. And then if you let those in, especially when it is drugs and alcohol and those sorts of things, is that, those little lower energies have a little more, uh, they get in there a little more and they say a lot more little things and we start to believe it. So right now, that's why I think it's like they're doing everything possible to stop us. And our job is to be like, no, sorry, got a job to do. I always think whenever I feel like I'm sinking down and I'm having a little bit of trouble, whether I'm getting depressed or into that hopelessness like we talked about before, I just always remember like Glinda the Good Witch and where she goes to the Wicked Witch, you have no power here. Like literally that's what we have to start doing with these lower energies. It's like, off with you. You you have no jurisdiction, power, or whatever you're trying to do here. You're not. First of all, you're not welcome. So you can go. Like, yeah, no, don't invite it in, and don't let it. Don't let it keep you down. Right? Oh, that's funny. Okay, I did shuffle these. I just redid the reading for Holding Space Sunday. So the theme for this week is the same as Holding Space Sunday, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, the reminder, there are an infinite number of possibilities in my life. Don't forget, we have the power to change that. If things are going totally down the hill for you right now, physically, mentally, spiritually, it's like we push pause and stop and observe and figure it out. And um, yeah, it's like you have the ability to change the course of this. It doesn't have to be the way it's going, right? My thing in life, I know, like when I talk about curing things or healing things in the lineage, is our lineage is all lack. It's it's poverty consciousness, and it's like, it's funny because in my family, it's like it's always chasing a win, right? So I know that my grandpa was a big gambler, um, those sorts of things, and so I find myself too, like I find like my mentality is like wanting the easy way out, right? If I could just win the lottery, everything would be fine. Well, sure, it would be, but you don't do any of the work then, do you? I know. Ugh. So, as much as I love the lottery and part of me thinks it's probably just a scam anyway. But there's no quick fix, right? Um, yeah, sure. If I won the lottery, awesome. I would be doing, you know, not just for myself, but I'd be out there doing lots of benevolent things for everyone. But the point of this life is to try to do it without that, even if it's a struggle and it's really hard. I know no one likes to hear that. So anyway, that's my personal share. The things I'm working on, which is really funny because this month for work has been really quiet, and like I'm really getting put to the test here. It's a big challenge for me right now, and but this is where I can give you like a glimmer of hope, is because if any of these things that happened to me 2 to 3 to 4 years ago, I would be in such a panic right now that I would be manifesting the wrong way. First of all, um, yeah, I would be so deeply in fear of what was going to happen to me. Now, the difference I notice is that I'm not freaking out. I don't know how it's going to fix itself, and I keep doing the work to to put into it, and but I'm not panicking. Like, I just know, like, I'm going to be taken care of. I've always gotten through it. So I feel like this is how it's being healed. Um, yeah, as hard of a lesson as it is, because it is scary right now. It's like, geez, only February is a short month and I don't have any work and I have to pay all these bills. And it's like, well, something will work, right? It always does. So yeah, that's the difference I feel in the energy, is that I'm not in total like shambles right now and like freaking out and losing my way, and I keep doing my work and keep manifesting and asking for what I need. Um, and again, it may not show up right away, but I do firmly believe it will show up. All right. So, the theme for this week also is okay. Yeah. So, the word is space. There are planets out there. It's really interesting. It looks like it's either birds or like turtles or like sea animals in the background. Anyway, it's interesting too because it's right, like moon phase wise is like it's not quite like the crescent moon, but it's pretty close, right? We're heading towards a new moon. Um, the colors in this are a lot of base and root chakra, or sacral and root chakra, the oranges and the fiery colors. Um, so what I'm getting for this week, and again, this person is, I would say, like in a state of rest and meditation. So again, this is, to be honest, this is the integration card again. It's like we just allow this integration to happen. Again, stop trying to force, and or the other thing, like doubting, like thinking you're not getting anywhere and nothing's happening. It's just like create a safe, calm space and allow all of these things to integrate. It would seem that the best healing that's happening right now then is at root and sacral and solar plexus chakra. And those are all these earth-based chakras. So these need to be healed for us to like rise up in frequency. So all I'm getting is it's kind of like it's saying again, rest and just let this process happen. You know, yeah, and some days it is. It's going to be a lot of people, and how we know that too is like a lot of people I'm talking to are having lots of problems with their legs and their hips and sacral area and that kind of stuff, and then digestive issues. Those three are those chakras: root, sacral, uh, solar plexus. So I do believe at a deep cellular level, these are being healed. And again, not pleasant. Sometimes you can barely move and walk around. I've talked to people that like could barely stand up one morning, and that is not their normal. So, um, yeah, my best advice for this week is just give yourself some space and allow things to integrate. Breathe, meditate, rest. All right, let's do one of the portal cards just to see this continued portal uh, thing for this week. I almost feel like I should be doing one of these daily till the 22nd, but I'm not going to. uh, okay, so the theme of the portal for this week is Stellar Gateway Activation, Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. Nice. So the Stellar Gateway is it's in it's not necessarily a chakra, but it's sort of the line of energy that continues through like third eye and crown. So there's so many little different chakras, but this is part of the stellar gateway. Like our connection to divine is in combination with all those, upper chakras. Those guys up there. Blue, indigo, purple, amethyst, whatever you want to call it. And again, very amethyst in that card, right? Like lots of purple energy. So again, just infinite potential is really important. That's the whole Wheel of Fortune card, is like understanding that we are more than we've been told, and we have the potential and the ability to change anything we need to and manifest anything we need to. So it's just reminding us for the week. Yeah, keep working on that manifestation, guys, because it's, you may not be seeing these tangible results yet, but they're coming. So make sure you're really clear about where you want to be and what you want to see moving forward. So, keep journaling, keep dreaming, keep manifesting. I don't know if you want to do vision boards, even though, and just, and this is an overall manifestation um, of New Earth. Like, what do we want to see? So, and just keeping that vibration as high as possible. So that's the theme for the week. Let's look at the day by day, and we'll go from there. All right, taking a look here at Monday. Yeah, I do think this week is definitely, I don't think this, if you want to call it disclosure or new information incoming, um, it's just like it was a drip, drip, drip before, and now the floodgates are about to open. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just going to be, you know, and if it becomes too much, like if it becomes overwhelming, again, ask your guides and your angels to kind of like lighten it up or slow it down for you. Um, and then, yeah, that's the best we can do right now. Okay, Monday. We got the Goddess card, which is express your divine feminine energy. That goes for you boys too. Embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. Yeah. So again, we're just being asked to really focus in. It's time to like start listening to our magic and our intuition. We also got the new waxing moon, which we're coming up on, right? Conception, inner self, and expansion. Yeah, so you guys, we're just in a process of like we've kind of been bombarded with all this light, codes and everything coming in over the last like 5, 6, well, 2, 3 weeks, and so our inner self, we're tapping into that voice more, and we are expanding in our consciousness. So and conception too, right? Conception is about birthing the new, right? So just really, again, Monday is about getting back, keep tapping into this energy that's there for you. It's interesting too, because the one thing that really comes up when we talk about divine feminine is like making sure you're honoring the more nurturing side of yourself, right? So not just nurturing others, but really nurturing self, right? Being kind to ourselves. We're so like, we say such terrible things about ourselves. And then we also got release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. Yeah, I mean, really, I feel like sometimes when we do these like day by day, it's just like repeating the same thing. Like it's been the cards all day. I've been, and maybe that's because I'm just doing them in one day and channeling into that energy. But it's really just saying like it's a continuation of keep tapping into this energy, the magical, listening to intuition and working with it. Like that's the thing too, is like if, it's not always just going to magically appear to you. We have to tune in and tap into it. So doing the things that get us there, right? Being in nature, being at peace, ease, grace, rest, like being in that like calm state so that we can intuit and hear that information. So yeah, basically Monday is just a confirmation. We are in this transformation. Death and rebirth. Death isn't pretty like on most fronts, right? So give yourself some nurturing. Like this is not an easy process we're going through by any stretch of the imagination. So be kind to yourself and just know that like, yeah, we're shedding, we're purging right now. Some of us are literally purging. Like I've heard people just like, sick as a dog. And like it's taken them right out for 3 days, but I think it's like necessary to just um, clear that energy so we can transform into something better. Yeah, change is happening. It's happening, and just the best way for us to get through it is to participate in the with the most ease and grace possible. So that's Monday. Okay, let's have a look at Tuesday. Oh, that one bounced out right away. Oh, interesting. Okay, no, I know. Oh my gosh. And like getting the heavy hitters of connecting and using our intuition. 1 second here. I'll let you see the cards in a second. This last one. That's too many. That's too many. This is a fairly new deck, so it doesn't quite. There it is. Okay. So for Tuesday, the first energy that came up is the fairies. You have strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Yeah, again, every time I talk to you in these videos, when it comes up in a read, and the first thing I say is like to change our energy or connect, is that we need to get out into nature. So I think this is like a really strong calling for us to just go sit in nature, because we also got dolphin, which is definitely lots of third eye, um, cosmic consciousness, breath, and sacred geometry. So it's almost like we're getting the calling to like get out into nature. Um, and if you don't have time to go drive really far or do that, see if you can find a local park. Particularly like where I live in Calgary, it's like pretty amazing. Like there's parks that have eagles. There's down in Griffith Woods. I've seen moose. Just it's one of those things where like it's just being, if you're looking for like some calm and some answers, uh is to go and sit. Like I'm just really specifically seeing sitting amongst the trees and just observing and asking for the connection. So yeah, I'm doing you can do some nice breathing too, the dolphins, right? We also got the bloom, which is creations realized, the right time, harvest and celebration. That's really good. So if you've been struggling, and particularly around the fact that, we're doing all this work and nothing seems to be happening, get outside and let nature tell you the story of how far we've come, because they are ready to talk and they will show you amazing things. So, yes. And if any of you are watching and you're by the ocean, go talk to the dolphins. I say that too, though. Like you don't have to. You can journey to those too in a meditation, right? Just again, it's a specific intent when you're doing a meditation. When you sit down before you drop in, is saying, "Okay, guides, angels, I need to connect with the whales and the dolphin energy," and that sort of sets the stage so that when you journey there, they meet you there and they have messages for you. So, yeah, this is just saying, like, if you're looking for answers, the answers are coming. we just maybe can't hear them right now. So again, it's all about connection and asking. So Tuesday, whether you actually get outside or you're inside but you're doing a meditation, make sure you set the intention for what it is you need to connect with and what you need to hear about. Whether that's your gifts, what your next step is, put all those intentions, even if you have to write them down, read them, and then go into meditation. So that's Tuesday. Tuesday is just tipping us off to, if you're looking for answers, they're there. You just have to, like, we have to pick up the cosmic phone, right? We're not getting the answers by letting it ring and not answering it. Yeah. So that's Tuesday. Okay. Looking at Wednesday. Yeah. Whew, I know. I gotta say, like, I'm as tired as you guys. I really am. So sometimes it's just like, I just maybe want to shut this all off. But when I go to do that, you don't get that choice, right? Then all of a sudden it's like the phone's ringing, the cosmic phone is ringing with all these answers. Woo! All right. It's funny that these cards are coming up on Wednesday. Let's see what this because it's like I would say like Wednesday is probably like because if we did a day of the week, right? There's a chakra for every day of the week, 7 days of the week, right? So Wednesday, well, we'll we'll lead into this. Pick that card first. Woo. Draw some cards, right, left, and center. Okay. So Wednesday would be, to me, in the chakras, would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, solar plexus chakra, which is what card we got. Um, it is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. Again, and solar plexus, it's that fire, right? It's that like stoke up the fire and get going, right? And then, hilariously enough, some more red, we got fire, transmutation, and purification. So by Wednesday, if you've done that work on Monday, Tuesday, even if you didn't get really tangible answers, it's like by Wednesday, your internal guidance is going to be like, this is what we're going to do. And it's like literally, we're all fired up by Wednesday. It's like, let's go. The card we got, yeah, okay. We got the thorn with that, which is protection, boundaries, and clear communication. So yeah, it's all like take that inspiration and idea and yes, be fired up and go. Make sure you're not just like barreling ahead and make sure you put up your protections. Um, just ask your guides to help you with that. And boundaries. And I think where I'm hearing this boundaries comes up is almost not our boundaries, but because you're going to be so fired up with information and what's going on, just be really careful to like make sure you're doing your work, but that you're not crossing others' boundaries. That's what I'm getting for this one. Clear communication. So if you are getting all this intelligence and information and you are ready to share it, um, make sure you're also in a spot where you can clearly communicate what you're saying and do it with love and do it with ease and grace so that we're not, yeah, I'm really feeling like Wednesday, um, whether someone comes to you and asks for your help, um, it's like you're going to be all fired up about it, but don't don't overrun them. Like don't over share. Definitely share, but just like temper the water. Go in with like clear communication. Don't don't like yeah, don't dance around subjects. Like you can say things pretty concise and honestly, and just leave them there, right? And then don't push past this point. This is what I'm getting. It's like it's not a lot about us. It is about us being fired up with all the new information and ideas we have, but it's coming up that it's just like be really cautious about how much of that fire you throw at people because it still might be too much for them. We don't know. So yeah, just it's not walking on eggshells. It's like again, it's like being the best example. Like if you're all fired up about something and excited about it, it might be easier for that person to ask you about that information than if you're like fired up and like yelling at them. Like, aren't you listening? Why aren't you awake? Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for Wednesday. So just take that as it is. It's definitely going to be a different situation for everybody listening. Um, but yeah, but know that you are safe and being powerful and taking charge, but it's of your life, right? In positive ways. So again, it's like go out and do. That's solar plexus chakra is do, but be the example, right? And solar plexus is also healthy ego, right? So we're not like it's not. It's the if things come up, look at me shake my head. If things come up, it's not the I told you so energy. That needs to not happen. It's the I totally get you. This is what I believe. How can I help you? Yeah. So that is Wednesday. All right. Thursday. Ah, jumping. Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay, this is definitely coming off the heels of Wednesday. Um, yeah. I'm just trying to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So whatever occurs on Wednesday, personally for you, um, it's like even if you try to do your best, when talking to others that maybe are just newly awakening or still quite in the dark, um, yeah, they're like, I don't want to say that it backfired on you on Wednesday, but this person, if it's a person or group where they just they weren't they heard the message, but they're still in that like no, 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 I don't want to hear that in cognitive dissonance. It's like as soon as they're like, cognitive dissonance is my favorite because it's like they hear the information, they intuitively, but they don't use their intuition, right? So they're like they feel it in their heart and they intuit it, and then it's like it becomes like it's too real, so they shut the door. So I feel like that's what happened whenever you, again, so we're not going to force those people to come around to a way of thinking. Wow, this is not where I thought this reading was going this week. So just, I'm going to suggest the best thing to do is to leave them. Again, you planted the seed, and if they come back when they're ready, then they do. And if they don't, they'll find somebody else. Or, yeah, you just know, we don't know. The reason I'm saying this is just because of the cards we got. So Thursday, we got clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Um, that's just general, like what we're supposed to be doing right now. Anyway, is clearing and cleansing all this lower frequency, not letting it bombard us and not letting us keep us down. Um, so just yeah, just make sure we're staying on, like I said at the beginning of this video, right? When I was smudging us in, there's still this little energy of like, I just think of them as like little minions, right? That they're just like, they come in and they like break something and then they walk away. And it's like, oh, you little jerk. You like threw me off course. So it's fine to get, you're going to get, we're going to get thrown off course. We are still, as we try to like, um, as we try to help heal, we do, even though we, like we said, like that card was like, make sure your protections are up before you go into these conversations. But as these people, as especially people that don't know what to do with this energy, is that it might like, they might like puke that on you and you don't even notice it's happening. So, um, yeah, just make sure we're continuing Thursday, cleansing, clearing, deleting any terrible thoughts. Again, yeah, toxicity too, right? Making sure that we aren't, you know, um, sinking into bad patterns for ourselves. But we also got the problem solving card. And the thing with problem solving is that it's also about resolution, is the word. So something that, again, was seemingly a problem is not. It's, the puzzle pieces are about to all fall into place. This could be for the person you were talking to as well, or people, that we're starting to put one and two together, and all the pieces are starting to fall in, and we're seeing the picture for the first time going, oh no. Like, so resolution, again, Thursday is just about like, because part of, okay, this is what I'm getting, is as all this stuff comes out, it's not necessarily shocking, or for us, we can be like, okay, yep, that just confirms what I thought, or what I heard. Um, as other people, as this happens to other people, they're if they're really in the dark, you know, they're not going to react in the same way. So I feel like it's just like, just watch, because as those people wake up, don't absorb their energy of, because they might go immediately into fear, right? It's like, I just took first aid last week, and it's that mentality of like when you're swimming out to like save somebody, right? And you have to like be really cautious about how you handle them, because if they're freaking out and in a panic, they will drag you under. So this week seems to really be about like stuff's happening, pieces are coming together, information is being seen from the big picture, the holy shit moment of like, what? Um, so just don't make sure you're in the right headspace and cleansed and cleared for yourself, so you're not getting dragged down with the person. Like, they'll figure it out. We just, again, we're kind of like the lifeguard on shore, or the lighthouse. It's like you're out at sea and they're bobbing around, and they're maybe, swallowing a lot of water and having a hard time. And then, but then they see the lighthouse, which is you on the shore, and they're like, that's help. And that's their choice at that point, right? Do they sink, or do they swim, right? Do they swim to safety and help and camaraderie, or do they, some people are going to choose to, they don't want to deal with that, and they are going to sink. Anyway, the last card we got again was release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, changing, all change it's called. So just, yeah. Again, this card is really like, it's not like you're intentionally absorbing it, but I think as people go through the death and rebirth stage, we just kind of automatically shed a little bit of lower energy. So it's like, just make sure you're not picking that up. It's not your responsibility. It's, you know, it will transmute itself, or it's that person's job to transmute it, not us. Again, be the lighthouse, and just do your work, right? Okay, Thursday. All right, let's take a look at Friday. Yeah, just so much going on. It's kind of crazy, hey? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, I can't, honestly. My friend and I were talking about the other day, like how sometimes you need a shirt that says you can't make this shit up. You'll see in a second why. Let me get this last card out. I'm like, all right, well, Friday is just like a glaring, like, I shouldn't be laughing because you have no idea why I'm laughing, but you'll see in a second. Okay, I need to get serious and get this card. Is it this one? Oh, okay. Oh, there's two of them there. Okay. So, the reason I'm laughing is I'm going to reveal these two cards at the same time, because past life issues and past life. So, Friday, I'm guessing, just going to go out on a limb here. and we must be dealing with a past life issue. Okay, let's read the card. Past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release it, and learn from it, and heal that past experience. Again, okay, so this is interesting that this comes up here too, because this is exactly what I'm telling you to do, which I'm not doing a finger shake. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the stuff that we are supposed to be transmuting is just like you may not be at the skill level where you know how to release that. So as I'm saying this, you're like, I don't know what to do. This is saying call again. We've actually had this message through Holding Space Sunday and a few of these other cards is like call in your team and call in your team and say, I don't know how to do this, but I know something's, coming up. And again, it's intention. So whether you write it down and then read that and then head into meditation, and again, it's intention. Asking specifics, guides, angels, whoever you're most comfortable with, and saying, like, I need to know what this is so I can heal it. And again, you may not get really specific answers, but just know by like having the intention and observing and doing the process is that those healings are being done. So even if you are learning the lesson at a like micro level that you can't even feel, it's about the intention of doing the work, right? So just saying, I'm ready to clear this. Let's go into meditation. Let's see what happens. With this past life card, it's gifts and review, right? So it's really interesting because I think sometimes we look at past lives. Anytime I've talked to people when they've had a regression or something, regression is really interesting because it's nice because it helps. We're always repeating those lessons in lives in other forms. Like one time you might be the victim, and one time you're the perpetrator in one life, right? So we've been learning these lessons all along. But it's funny because it's like just in learning that information, the gift is that our life, this moment, improves because we've healed that timeline. So yeah, I guess I don't even know what day I'm on now. It's Friday. Oh shoot, I think it's Friday. I'll figure it out when I stop this video. This is a gift. We're getting these answers are a gift, and it's here to heal. So don't be afraid of this work. Again, just it sounds like trite and trivial, but just do the work. Like you may not actually tangibly get an answer or have it like you may not be like sitting there going, oh, I was like a pharaoh and I did this and I killed a bunch of like the children in the village. Like who knows, you may not get really direct answers about that, but it's about visiting the energy of it and healing it. So just know that if you're doing the work right now, we're healing it, right? So it's, again, I keep harping on this thing. It's about doing the work, doing the work. Okay, let's check in with the rose cards. We got two. Healing the mother line. Again, healing these lines, lineage, healing ancestral work, mother line, growing up. Interesting. Okay, again, that's another journey you can do is like maybe, it might be things that are just reflecting in your life now, but like, so I'll share this story, which will make this read like really long. But when I first started getting into doing all this work, obviously the first bit of work when you take any energy class or anything like that is you have to do the work around it. So there was a lot of healing through different practitioners, through Reiki, through this particular person was a medical intuitive. And I remember doing the meditation part, and then she writes notes as she's, picking up information, and then you review it with her after. And she was like, she had written on this clipboard, and it was M plus M plus M. Like the M's went across the entire like page of the clipboard. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, you came to this earth to heal your mother's lineage, but this goes back like almost to the beginning of time. And I'm like, as a person, I'm like, well, how the hell am I supposed to heal? Like, I don't know what happened to that original person and then what they passed down through the line, but you do. You innately do. So you may not be able to, you may not be able to get that information and know the exact pieces of it, right? It's like the past life. You might not know the exact thing, but the bottom line is you will get the information that you need, like internally, and you are cleansing, clearing, and healing. So we also got the card of held, HELD. Must have a delivery coming. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. Yeah. So, okay, that's for me to say it's the unseen help, right? Again, as soon as we head in with the intention of healing this, whatever it is, whether we get the actual answer or not, that isn't the point. The point is that we were like, I don't know what this is, but it obviously needs to be healed to help me through this next part of our journey. So, yeah, this week is a lot about doing this interesting work. It's a lot of really coming up with meditation and journeying and like intention and so every day of this week you might want to do like a different meditation with an intention and say, today we're going to heal past lives. Today we're going to heal this direct lineage of my family from this lifetime. Today I'm just going to go visit the dolphins and the fairies and see what they have to say. So, yeah, I know that's like a really interesting concept, but it's really what's coming through is like and that's the thing is that now that you have these gifts and things coming online, even if you're not seeing them, it's like part of it is practicing it, right? But playing around with it a little bit, right? From a safe and secure, protected boundary place. But go and try this stuff. Try journeying. Try like free form journaling and see what comes out. This is about us starting to use our gifts that we didn't know we had that are coming online and seeing how they work, like playing with them. It's like if you went and bought a brand new computer, right? You're going to spend like a couple hours on there getting everything set up, but also um, there's going to be new programs or functions you're just like, oh, look, this has like a draw tool and I can make a whole I can make a whole artwork thing and print it and publish it, like, right? So, okay, I think that's for Friday. Lost track of what day we're on, but it'll show up at the right place in the video. Okay, let's look at Saturday. And I'm just debating right now. Yeah, let's do Saturday. Hmm. Okay, Saturday. Oops, dropping cards everywhere. These rose ones are still like really sticky, so I feel like I can't quite like shuffle them as well as I like to. And then when they stick out, one doesn't just, like in most decks, once you work them in, like one will pop out and that's it. But like, see this? Like when it's, oh, that one's actually one. Most of the time when it's a new deck, a bunch will pop out and it's too many, right? Oh, interesting. This is so funny. Okay. The first card we got for Saturday is the Law of Attraction, which is interesting because that's our manifestation work, like doing that manifestation work. But I'm going to read the bottom because it's quite different from. So it's a reminder. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Again, it is asking us to do the work, but it's just understanding now that as you're changing, you are going to be drawing new things to you. So in that respect, like kind of what it's meaning when it comes to the relationships and activities is that if something is no longer serving you, if it's like a person, it might just be time to allow them to leave with ease and grace. So just that's coming up a little bit, right? Just know that things are different for you, and that's okay. You're and new people, new experiences, new talents. There's just more coming in. So keep doing the work, but really be cognizant of if there's anything that's sort of draining your energy or your time because it isn't resonating with you anymore, that we really have to take that good hard look at maybe it's time to let that go or just even push pause, right? Like if it's a relationship and you're worried about, you don't want to like, you know, terminate a relationship with someone, sometimes you just push pause. I'm just laughing because I was thinking of like of friends. It's like we were on a break. Anyway, like, but it might sometimes it is. It's just like I need to push pause and I need to look at the new that's coming in, and I have to discern what is working for me. It's really interesting because we also got green or the heart chakra, which is compassion, love, and cultivation. So yeah, it's just like make sure we're bringing into our lives the things that are cultivating love and compassion. If those aren't present, and if it's a struggle to be in a relationship or a situation or an activity you're doing, whether that's your job or whether that's um, just or like habits, right? Or like I say habits, but I'm thinking of like like you always go on Friday, you always go to the pub, so that's what you're gonna do because that's what you've always done. But we get there and it's just it's not filling your soul anymore the way it did. Is it's like it's that card we got in I think it was Holding Space Sunday. It's like dance with life, which is change your energy, right? Something new. Maybe you new community gatherings, checking out more esoteric arts gatherings of, people like maybe when they're doing conscious dance or, yeah, there's lots of options. So again, the Wheel of Fortune, right? There's many ways that we've got many options to change to. So, and then we also got the sun. But I'm going to twofold this, right? Like here's what this is asking us to do, right? Is really being clear that everything we're inviting in is heart centered, that it's full of love, full of life, full of um, joy is on this card, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. Play is the big one. Again, if you're just like your old way was like going to the bar on Friday night, and that was, and you, but really enjoyed it and danced and played and had fun with people, but it's just not filling your soul anymore. It's like we need to find the new way to play, the new thing that gives us vitality, that gives us love and compassion, and builds up our life force. So this is by Saturday. So perfect like thing on the weekend is like maybe reassessing like the things we do. It may even be like what you do Saturday, you know, if if you stay home and watch movies, that's your normal everything. But it's like kind of getting the inkling to go out and like be in public and you know go snowshoeing or whatever, start to listen to those things like that and finding those things that are bringing us joy because that's how we keep going and not getting like stuck in the mud and pulled down into lower energy, right? And then again, the twofold message of the sun card coming up at any point is that we're probably in for another weekend of big transformative energy coming from the sun. So just also balance that out. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Because when those energies do come in, they are tiring, they are depleting, they're a lot. And it means your body's integrating stuff. So again, you might just need to rest. Um, yeah, I have to figure out how I'm going to do this, but like I've been really getting this huge call to like get in the water, but like thermal waters, right? So like hot spring or one of the spas that does hot and cold hydrotherapy. So I've got to. I feel like I need to invest in some time, but I have to get a bathing suit because I don't have one. Right? Typical, right? You know you need something, but you can't quite get there because you're missing a couple pieces. Anyway, so maybe I'll manifest a bathing suit. All right, that's Saturday. Okay, I am going to read Sunday, even though I've been pretty good about getting Holding Space Sundays out and online, so even if they're pre-recorded. Yeah, or unless like what happened this week where it's in two pieces because it didn't save my recording. Just super strange. I couldn't find it anywhere too. Like I like relabeled it and moved it to a folder, and it's not in the junk. It wasn't in the It's I don't know. Yeah. Okay. And again, it looks like Sunday here is just a continuation of the week, but also kind of wrapping it up a bit. The Sunday. Oops. Okay. So for Sunday, first one comes up is heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. And then we got gardening. First word up, manifesting, planting, reaping. So, really heart-centered Sunday. Having a heart-centered Sunday, continuing to do the work of manifesting, planting seeds where you need to plant them for what we want to see coming up in the future. We also got plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Right. So just a reminder that, like, again, with that sun coming in Saturday, more energy, information, downloads, whatever you want to call it, is coming in. So make sure you're grounded, you're planting yourself, you're allowing it to integrate and embody within your body, staying in your heart, but and really manifesting or setting up, planting the seeds for what what the next steps are, what you want to become. And you may have got those answers when you did those meditations earlier in the week. So really starting to put those into play by dreaming, envisioning them, that kind of thing on Sunday. There was two cards with the rose deck. So we also got Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channeler. Yeah, so starting to use these gifts and putting them into play and getting it to work for us, right? As we go through this process of transformation. But again, it's like we really need to be in that mindset of like our work is to plan the future, right? It's not worrying about the future or like it's like planting the seeds. We need to plant the seeds of what we want to see for it to grow. Like if we just sit back and like hope that someone else is going to do it, that's you know, we get what we get then, right? If like so if you're like if you want a pumpkin patch, you better plan to plant a pumpkin patch. But if you leave your garden up to like the squirrels and the they're gonna like be like, oh, well, we planted a bunch of sunflowers, so hope you're happy with that, right? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, it's a continuation of the work. It's funny. I don't want to, I think I've called a video Do the Work before, but it's kind of like basically what we're getting asked to do is like, you're like, keep doing it. Because like, that's why you're here. Anyway, that's Sunday. Let's like wrap the week up. And yeah, I'll be back for Holding Space Sunday. And hopefully we'll have a new meditation. We'll just see. We'll just see. We have to see what comes up this week and what does transpire. So, all right, let's take a look at the wrap up. Take a look at the summary of this week. Yeah. Whew. I just feel like every week is definitely going to be a lot. Like, and that's okay. Like, we'll get through it. We're all here together and we'll get through it together. So, it's funny. These cards aren't wanting to kind of like pop out here. Like, oh, here we go. Okay, so by the end of the week, we got Justice, which is I am truthful with others and myself. I take full responsibility for my choices. That's super interesting given kind of like the Wednesday, Thursday, like, and even Friday where we're getting a lot of answers and whether we're sharing that with people or those, but it's like it's really kind of coming to the point where it's like we have to be okay saying what we believe and speaking our truth. And again, but doing that in the kindest, most loving way possible. Um, yeah. And it's just like taking responsibility for your actions. It's like especially when you're going to start to make changes in your life, people are going to react a little differently. And sometimes it's not going to be what you expected, right? It's going to be shocking and surprising because you're like, oh, I thought that you would have supported me better, but now you think I'm crazy. So, um, just I think for the end message for this week with that is it's like just be prepared we've got to be honest, right? And the choices that we're making, and those are for us, and they're not for other people. And so it might piss off other people, but that's their stuff. That's not your stuff, right? You're not intentionally going out to hurt those people, but you have to do what's right for yourself, right? Still, above all, this is a process of the inner work that we do, and it's our journey, and it's no one else's, and it's not ours to tamper with their journey. And they're going to think what they're going to think, and we're not here to change their minds, right? We're just here to lead by example, and hopefully, whether they're coming along with our truth or not, um, it gets resolved in a way that everybody amicably goes their way, right? That they need to go. We also got surface. This is really always interesting card to me because the act of surfacing, I think, is like I feel like the big transformation is happening, right? This is like the death and rebirth, right? The old self is is gone, and we're gonna allow that to sink and be gone because the new self is emerging, right? Um, More full of life, restful, peaceful. Yeah, I just feel like this energy of this, our past self is, and we let it sink and we let it fall and we let our new self surface, right, in all its glory with all its bloom, right? All right, let's take one look at what the portal or energy card they're saying, or starving cards. That's what I meant to say. Oh, yeah, kind of fun. Okay, so we also got third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. Yeah, so just a reconfirmation of like, this is all happening. We are opening to the new. Just keep working with it, right? Again, the way we develop these things is by by using them, by um, exploring and testing and tapping into the magic and seeing what's going on, right? Um, yeah, it's meant to. It's also not meant to be scary. I just want to say, like, you know, a lot of the cards that came up were like about joy and fun and play, and it's like use these gifts, but have fun with it and be joyful and put your heart into it and see what it manifests, right? Like, we're supposed to be joyful and happy souls on this planet. I know it's difficult at most times because there's a lot of barriers up to that. But it's our time to break down those barriers and be ourselves, our true authentic selves, and live our like that's what living your truth is when you know what resonates is going out there and living that truth, and nobody else uh, matters in that decision but you. All right, so that's it for the week. I will see you for Holding Space Sunday. I haven't checked in astrologically. I have no idea if there's anything coming up, except I know that on the 20th, I believe there's a new moon. So we'll, of course, have uh, a reading up for that. And other than that, we will see you next week and take care. I love you.